Hello to you, and welcome to a word of encouragement. Thank you for joining me for this moment. Listen, I have something to share with you that I believe it would be very important, something that you need to hear. I do believe that as we move and progress in life and we try to aspire to go higher, there are things that we have to address. And my objective on this show, a word of encouragement, is to address the issues of life, the things that we are confronted with, things that we have to go through, things that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And let me tell you, this that I'm going to talk about today, this topic, I believe is one of those topics that we definitely need to address, and we need to be mindful of. We need to be aware, and we need to be honest with ourselves so that we can be the best that we can be at all times. So I'm going to talk to you today about 7 ways to know it's time to disconnect from certain people in your life. Let me repeat that. 7 ways when to know it's time to disconnect from certain people in your life. Now, before I move on, I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can always find me on YouTube here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button so that it would alert you anytime I upload new videos. Also, go over to Facebook at Gary L. Adams and follow me on Facebook as well. Instagram, if you're on Clubhouse, you can see me there. Get with me there as well. So, hey, listen, I want to share this with you because I believe this is a very critical topic. Oftentimes, we are held back and we're held down because of our association, people that we are connected to. I know that sometimes we have people in our lives that we truly love and we want things to happen good for them and well for them. But the reality is sometimes it gets to a place where we have to analyze and really truly look at where we are with every individual, because there are times when we move into certain areas and certain places with people that we have to address our relationship. And so today I want to give you 7 ways. 7 ways, give me about 28 minutes, 7 ways to know when it's time to disconnect from certain people in your life. Now, listen, let me say this before I go any further. There are people in your life that they're simply there for seasons. Now, what I mean by that, they're not going to be people that you're going to have a relationship all of your life or the rest of your life. Everybody's not going to be your best friend, your lifelong friend. There are people in your life that are there for seasons. And sometimes we want to try to keep everybody in our life, not realizing that their intention was only to be there for a specified time during a certain period of your life. And if you try to hold them and if you try to keep them as you're moving and as you're progressing, it can create levels of frustration that you just don't need and actually can hinder you from being the best that you can be and ultimately for being all that you can be. So I want to talk to you 7 ways to know when it's time to disconnect from certain people in your life. Let's start off. Let's go right now. Number one, first of all, the relationship is depleting you of everything good: your peace, your joy, your money, your focus, your drive, your passion. Anytime you're involved with someone, it doesn't matter what level of relationship it is, even if it's a friendship, and even had to say some family members, when it begins to deplete you and cause you to be drained of your joy and your peace, you have to really begin to analyze that relationship and say, wait, is this truly someone that I want to be connected to or need to be connected to during this season or during this time frame of life? Because if they're depleting you, and if you find yourself in a relationship, and then you're hanging out, you guys are supposed to be friends, buddies, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is, and all of a sudden they are simply depleting you of everything good, you have to truly really examine and see if this relationship is the one I'm supposed to be connected to. Because anytime you're connected with something or to something, you draw from it and it draws from you. So connection, it draws from you and it also draws to you. So anytime you are connected with somebody, you have to be mindful, you have to be aware that that connection can be a benefit or it can be a great hindrance. It can be a blessing, it can be a curse. It can help you, it can hinder you. So you have to understand that when we are involved in relationships in our lives, we have to truly examine. So if you're involved in a relationship with someone and they're in your life, and all of a sudden you find that they're depleting you of everything good. After you get through talking with them, hanging out with them, you find that your peace is gone, your joy is gone, your patience has been exhausted. Everything that they're already taking money from you, always taking money from you, and you see things being depleted out of your life. You need to truly examine and perhaps analyze and come to a place in time to say, wait, maybe this is the moment that I need to disconnect myself from this relationship. Now, when I say disconnect, I'm not talking about stop loving someone. I'm not talking about stop being there for someone when they truly need you. I'm just saying you have to begin to set boundaries and parameters around your life as it relates to people being in your life, and so that you're not being depleted and they're taking everything from you. And at the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you're left with nothing. You're drained, you're worn out, and you have no energy, no zeal or zest for life to move forward and progress. So I really want to encourage you in this to really analyze, take these moments and analyze the people in your life, because maybe it's time for you to disconnect from certain people. So the first thing, if you find yourself being depleted of everything good, they're draining everything from you, you need to truly, truly examine that relationship. Now let's jump on the number two. Number two, their mere presence produces stress, anxiety, and frustration in you. Just by them being around you, you begin to feel a certain way. You begin to feel like, oh my gosh, this person. Every time I see them, every time I talk with them, every time they're around me, it just generates, it creates anxiety, frustration, and stress. Those are things that you don't need in your life, because those are the things that can hinder you from being able to produce what's on the inside of you. Listen, I know that you're the type of person, you're probably trying to get to new levels. You're trying to elevate, you're trying to go higher, and you just simply want to be the best version of you possible. And that's a wonderful thing. And that's what everyone's desire should be. But you have to also look at the fact that if you have people that's there and all just their mere presence, they hadn't even said anything, just their mere presence is producing stress, anxiety, and frustration. These are things that when people bring those things to the table, those can be things that can absolutely break you and cause you not to be able to be as productive and effective as you should be. So I want to encourage you. In fact, I want to urge you. I beg you. I need you to begin to look at these things and analyze the people in your life. And if their mere presence is producing that, that should be telling you something is just not right. Because listen, I want you to understand that we only have a certain amount of time to do what we need to do. And time is one of those things that we cannot get back. We can always get more money. We can get more food. We can get more water. We can get more, and for that matter, we can get more friends. But the reality is, time is one of those things that once it's gone, it's gone. We can't get it back. And oftentimes we find ourselves wasting time in the realm of relationships with people, friendships, or what have you. And it's actually causing us to be hindered and held up and not allowing us to be free to be able to move forward so that we can be the best that we can be. So I want you to be the best you can be. I want you to rise above. I want you to be able to fulfill everything that you have set in your heart to fulfill. I want you to accomplish every goal. I want you to see every vision come to pass, every dream come to pass. I want to see you being the best that you can be, so that if you find yourself at this time in your life where you are examine the people. First of all, I said, number one, if the relationship is depleting you of everything good, then you need to disconnect. Number two, if their mere presence is producing frustration, stress, and or anxiety, then that's telling you something is wrong there. That connection is not healthy for you, so that you need to disconnect. Get your scissors out. Disconnect. Number three, there is no reciprocation in the relationship. They take, but they never add anything to you. They take, and all they want to do is simply just drain you from everything. There is no reciprocation. There's no balance in the relationship. When I think of reciprocation, I think of balance. I think about, listen, you help me, I'm helping you. I encourage you, you encourage me. You build me up, I build you up. I mean, you're praying for me, I'm going to pray for you. If you're telling me something good and you're speaking positive things in my life, I'm going to in turn do the same thing for you. If you find yourself in a relationship right now or friendship, it doesn't doesn't matter what it is or what level of relationship it is. If you find yourself in that place right now and you seem like, man, I'm the one that's giving out everything. I'm the one that's always encouraging. I'm the one that's always speaking well. I'm the one that's always building up. I'm the one that's always trying to help them. I'm the one that's already always trying to support them. But you begin to flip that around and you ask yourself, what are they doing for me? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Then you need to examine that, because reciprocation is key in a relationship. We have to be able to, you want to be connected with people that you understand that there are moments when you give and there's moments when you get. There's moments when you have to exchange. There are times when you may be down and they may be up. And at that point, reciprocation steps in and say, listen, I see that you're down. So now let me build you up. But if you're down and they look at you and they just walk past you without offering you that same encouragement that you offered them and you gave them to bring them up during a dark or a depressive moment in their lives, that's telling you right there that they're only there to take from you. And at the end of the day, once they get everything that they want from you, they'll step out, they'll move on, and they'll leave you there with absolutely nothing to pick up the pieces. So I want you to understand that reciprocation is a part of relationship. It is me giving back, is you giving back. It's an exchange that goes on so that it can breed about balance in the realm of any relationship. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I truly want anyone in my life where I'm going to just pour into them but they never pour into me. Some of you, you are at a place where you're starting businesses, you're desiring to do business, you're desiring to do certain things, and you're realizing that not everybody is there to support you. Not everybody is there to help you, to lift you up, and to build you up, and to see the best for you. And that's something that you're going to just have to unfortunately understand. That's just the way it is, and that is the moment that you got to analyze and say, wait. If I'm in a relationship with anybody, no matter what I said and what level it is, if they're not there to do the same for me that I'm doing for them, then maybe it's time for me to truly think about disconnecting. Once again, let me reiterate, it doesn't mean that you stop loving them, doesn't mean that you stop being there for them if they truly need you, but it just simply means that you're going to create some parameters and some boundaries around that relationship so that you're not the one that's always giving out, and you're not the one that's always drained and depleted at the end of the day. All right. So number one, I want you to understand that if the relationship is depleting you from everything good, you got to start thinking about disconnection. Their mere presence produces stress, anxiety, and frustration. And number three was there is no reciprocation in the relationship. There is no exchange. There is no balance. There is no helping you when you need it. All you're doing is helping them. And it's just simply taking everything from you, and it is wearing you out. Okay. So those are the first three things that I want you to truly look at. Now, let me take a commercial break, my own commercial. Now, I know that you are in a place where you say, well, having a good friend is important. I think it's a good thing if you can have a good friend. The reality is not everybody in this life are going to have somebody that they can truly rely on. Sad to say that. But if you do find that good friend, I want you to love them. I want you to embrace them. I want you to encourage them. I want you to build them up. Now, maybe you, in these first three things that I've given, maybe you're that person that you haven't been giving back. You haven't been encouraging your friend the way they've encouraged you. Maybe you have been causing stress, undue stress in their life. Maybe you've been frustrating them. I want you to take a moment and really examine if that person is valuable to you, if that person truly means something to you. I want you to change your ways, and I want you to really do the very best that you possibly can to offer a solution to that by you giving back, by you showing support, by you helping them, by you building them up, and by you encouraging. Because oftentimes you can be the problem, but at the same time, you need to be honest and grown enough to acknowledge that you're the problem and do your very best so that you can get it right. If you have somebody in your life that means truly means something to you, I want you to work on that. All right, so let's jump to number four. Number four, this is one that you need to listen to. They blame you for their failures and problems in life. There is nothing like someone who's having problems, who's having issues, and who's had failures. Who hasn't had problems? Who hasn't had issues? Who hadn't had some failures? But what separates those that are able to rise above and move forward and ultimately achieve some things are those that don't play the blame game. If you're connected with people and all they want to do is blame you for all of their problems and blame you for their failures, I'm telling you. In fact, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to look at you. You know what you need to do. You need to disconnect yourself because listen, it doesn't matter if you was with someone in their life at a critical place at a point and something happened. There comes a moment in time where we as individuals, we have to progress. We have to move forward. And we can no longer allow people to blame us for things and hold us hostage in essence and allow that to cause us the stress and the pain and the pressure that brings. That is not fair to you, and certainly it is not fair to your destiny. It is not fair to what you're trying to achieve in life. So if you're connected to someone and all they want to do is blame you for their failures and their problems, you need to examine your relationship with them, and you need to truly think about cutting that cord because it's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. It's not producing anything. And it's going to just continue to add more frustration and stress to your life. You don't need it. Life already brings that. You don't need anybody else bringing theirs to you. Number 5, when you have become, now let me pause. Before I even say this one here, I want you to truly, this is one of those honest moments. This is one of those moments where, okay, now the first 4 things I just listed and I just called out, maybe they are the issue. Maybe they're the problems. Maybe they're the one that's manifesting those things. But this one right here, I want you to take a look at you. I want you to examine yourself. And I want you to really, truly be honest with yourself on number 5 right here. Number 5 is when you have become a source of enabling. When you have become the source of fueling them to do what they shouldn't do and be the type of person that they shouldn't be. When you have become the source of enabling them to be the worst version opposed to being their best version, then at that point you have to remove yourself from their life, not just for you but for them, until you get yourself to the place where you can be honest with them without enabling them. Oftentimes we're enabling people when we think we're helping them. And the reality is we're not helping them, we're actually enabling them. And we have to be mindful, because when people are begin to operate in cycles and repetitive, consistent bad behavior over and over again, and we're there to just continue to push them along and enable them, we have to be honest with ourselves and say, maybe if I can just step back, maybe they'll be able to see the error of their ways and deal with the issues that they need to deal with, but they can't deal with them with me in their life, continuing to enable them. So I just want you to understand that it takes some serious honesty. There was a time where I had to examine certain relationships in my life, and I had to realize that because of what I used to do, and because of the people that I know, and all the things that we would do for people, and my heart's desire is always to help people. And I had to honestly begin to step back and understand that there were moments where I thought I was helping them when I was actually hindering them. And I'm not God. I'm only Gary, so I only can be me. And sometimes we're trying to help people when they're constantly making bad decisions, and we want to step in and resolve their problem. Well, no, maybe they need to go through some issues, some pain. Maybe they need to go through a level of discomfort so they can learn. And by us being there to always throw the hook and rescue and pull them out may not be what's best for them, because in all actuality, we could be enabling them and actually preventing them from rising and learning and ultimately being their best version. So I want you to understand, be honest with yourself on this one here. Okay. Stop enabling. And if you can't, disconnect yourself for their benefit. All right. Number 6, whenever a person is in your life and they try to hold you back when you're trying to move forward, I actually do this analogy where, you would be, I would set up a ladder, an A-frame ladder. and you will be on the top. You're climbing the ladder and you're trying to rise above, and you can be strong as you can be. Each step you're getting stronger. Each level of life you're becoming stronger and wiser and better. But the individual that's on that bottom step, they, no matter how weak they are and no matter how strong you are, they possess the ability to pull you down with just one hand. Whenever you have someone in your life whose aim is to continue to pull you down rather than push you forward or push you up or to promote you so that you can go higher, you need to examine that relationship. If you have somebody in your life, all they want to do is hold you back. I mean, your heart's desire is to be the best you can be, to go forward, to be the best husband, the best father, the best mother, the best, the best wife, the best friend, the best sister, the best brother, the best employee, the best employee, the best that you can be, the best entrepreneur, the best author, the best blogger, the best podcaster. And all that person do is tell you what you can't do, what you won't do. You're not able. It's not your time. You're not qualified. You're not educated enough. You don't look right. You're too big. You're too small. You're too short. You're too tall. And all of these different things. If they're trying to hold you down and hold you back and to impede your ability to progress, then you need to examine that relationship. And let me help you out. I'm just going to look at you. Yeah, you need to disconnect because it's not going to help you get to where you want to be. If you want to go higher, if you want to rise above, if you want to move to new levels, you got to have people in your life that's going to be there to promote you and push you and help you, not there to hold you back and hold you down. Remember, misery loves company. Refuse to show up to that party. Now, this one here is the important one, as all of them are. But this one here is the one that I think that we seemingly fall into more often. Number 7, this is how you know it's time to disconnect yourself from someone. When they are constantly and consistently being negative about everything. Now, I don't know about you, there's something about positive. There's something about being positive. No matter what the situation is, being positive doesn't mean that you ignore reality. It just simply means that you understand reality is what it is, but you have a positive outlook based upon your faith that things can and will change. But when you have somebody in your life, all they want to do is be negative about everything, no matter what it is. Negative, negative, negative. Talk about this, talk about that, bring this down. You can be happy go lucky, feeling good today, feeling good about life, and all they want to do is bring you down. You could be trying to, lose weight, and you say, hey man, good, look at what I've done. I've lost 2 pounds. They say, oh, only 2? I mean, negativity is one of the things that can kill a vision. It can kill promotion. It can kill progress. It can kill promise. If you want to stop and if you want to fail to be productive in your life, if you want to fail to go higher, allow negative people to remain in your life and see how far that gets you. I want you to understand that you need to surround yourself with people that's going to be positive, people that understand that you're not perfect, but you have potential. You have potential to be the best that you can be. And whatever that best is and whatever that level is, the people in your life that truly care for you and care about you, they should be there to promote you and hold you up. And when you're having a weak moment, when you're having a bad day, when you're having a bad week, a bad month, they're there to encourage you, say, hey, you're better than this. You can rise above. You can make it. So listen, I presented this to you because, like I said, here on Word of Encouragement, my job, my call, my objective is to talk about the issues of life. And one of the things that I see hindering people more often than not is the fact that they are connected to the wrong people. And you have to understand that there comes a place and a time when you have to say, listen, I love you, but I love me too. I want to see you do well. I want to see me do well as too. I want to see you rise. I want to rise. But at this place and at this point in life, you're not good for me. You're hindering me. And you fall into the categories of these 7 things. Now, there's more, but I only listed 7. So once again, I want to go through these things here real quick, give you just a brief summary. 7 ways to know that it's time to disconnect from people is when the relationship is depleting you of everything good. Number 2, their mere presence produces anxiety, stress, and frustration. Number 3, There is no reciprocation in the relationship. Absolutely no balance. They're taking everything and they're not adding anything to you. They're not giving back. Number 4, they blame you for their failures and problems in their own lives. Number 5, when you have become a source of enabling them. And number 6, they try to hold you back when you're trying to move forward. And certainly in the 7, and last but not least, when they are consistently negative about everything. Listen, I want to thank you for listening to this, but I don't want you just to listen. I want you to receive this. And I want to see you apply this into your life. Apply this to your life so that you can advance, so that you can go higher, so that you can go further. And if you can apply these things, or even if you say, Gary, you know what? I see these things manifesting in certain people in my life, but before I disconnect them, I need to talk to them about it. So maybe you're at that place where you say, listen, Johnny, Willie, Paul, Sally, Mary, here's the deal. You have been negative. You have been trying to hold me back. You have been, depleting me. There has been no reciprocation in our relationship at all, in our friendship, in our work relationship, in our business partnership, whatever it is. I need to see some change, because if it's going to remain this way, I can't stay. If it's going to remain this way, I've got to move on because that's what would be best for me. And if you have that talk and if things change, well, hey, good. That's wonderful. That's great. But if you have that conversation and things don't change, then listen, I'm just going to look at you. You know what you need to do. You need to disconnect yourself. So I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day, out of your schedule to listen to me talk about something from my heart that hopefully that would help you. So once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart here on Word of Encouragement. And I remember you can always follow me on Facebook. Look me up, Gary L. Adams. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gary Adams, on there, and make sure you hit the notification button. You can find me on Instagram and Clubhouse as well. I'm going to be bringing these type of podcasts, these type of conversation to you. Sometimes it'll be me by myself, and sometimes I'm going to have some wonderful guests with me. But I hope that today what was said, I hope by you listening to this, that it perhaps encouraged you and it's going to help you to be the best that you can be. So thank you once again for allowing me to speak into your life as you strive to be the best that you can be. Keep smiling and keep winning.